YouTube, welcome back to my channel. So we have Meghan and Harry back at it again, insulting the British public, insulting the British media. Indirectly, of course, we know this is a shady couple, and they have put together this Finding Freedom book with one of their favourite commentators, amid Scooby, and a lady called Carol Durand. So they've all worked on this project together. It's allegedly debuting August the 11th and it's available for pre-order on Amazon right now. Allegedly, it hit the bestseller, top seller list within 24 hours of debuting on Amazon for pre-order. I'm not sure if I'm going to pick this up. I think I will probably pick this book up. Not that I really want to fund them any more than I already do. We know that they are leaking into my bank account as I speak. I find it quite hypocritical that they are calling this book, firstly, Finding Freedom, and a lot of other people feel that way too. So there's a lot of intrigue as to what exactly they're going to be discussing in this book. I'm trying to figure out what exactly they'll be discussing in this book. We know that when Meghan married Harry, she didn't really do anything after she got married. She spent over £2 million on clothes during the duration that she was there. £1 million went on her maternity wardrobe, and the rest of the £1 million just went on whatever Megxie felt her heart did desire. We know that she wasn't really an active royal. She'd done a few royal engagements. She launched that cookbook with the project, the Ladies of the Grenfell Tower project, and that was pretty much it. She didn't really participate or get her knees deep into the muck of being a true royal. She didn't really participate in the groundwork, so to speak, of being a senior royal member of the royal family, because we know that Meghan really doesn't believe in hard work. She doesn't really believe in hard graft. She just believes in leveling up, ideally through relationships, and then going about her business. I just think it's quite ridiculous that this book is coming out, because I don't think it's going to have much substance. I don't think they really have anything to say, and they haven't really found any freedom. What freedom have they found? We're still paying for their security. The Canadians were paying for their security. We're paying for their whole lifestyle. Let's face it, these guys have not worked, and especially Meghan. She hasn't worked in the last 3 years, and we know that Harry has pretty much never ever worked. He is a member of the royal family. He doesn't have any wealth of his own. He hasn't gone out there and done a grind or done a 9 to 5 like we would. We know that this is just a load of rubbish, but they will proceed with this as they usually do. What I think, and what a lot of royal commentators are saying, is that this book is going to definitely cause an everlasting rift between Charles and the Cambridges, William and Kate. We know that their last encounter with William and Kate was very tense. Harry looked fuming. He looked like he didn't get the deal that he wanted to get with Megxie. He looked filled with rage. We all saw it. It wasn't a good look. We know that I think there is going to definitely be some attacking of Kate, especially from Meghan's part, and this is what everyone else is suspecting as well. So I came across this mini publication which was by a New Idea magazine, and they basically have put together 4 explosive details that has been leaked from insiders and sources who do have a rough idea of what is exactly in this trumped up book. It starts with 4 explosive details from Meghan and Harry's tell-all book. On this short little article about them, they've gone through what they think, or what everyone suspects, is going to be in the book. So it starts out with Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are reportedly set to publish a damning tell-all book in which they detail their reasons for stepping down as senior members of the royal family. And I do think that that's quite a good word to use. Damning is definitely the word for Meghan and Harry. I don't think that it's going to benefit their public image. We already see them as freeloaders. We already see them as effectively scoundrels. We already see them as a drain and a burden, and definitely not an asset to the British public or the royal family or anyone in between. I think it is going to be damning. I think it's only going to push them further into a ditch. And that's you know, they couldn't have said it more perfectly. So it carries on here. New Idea reveals 4 rumoured revelations from the book which surrounded the royal couple's decision to step down as senior royals. And I think that that's all they can really write about, because that's the most significant thing that has happened for Meghan and Harry during their marriage. It's literally just been Megxit. That's the only thing that they could talk about, how it went down, because let's face it, that's all we're looking at them for now, just because of the way in which they left in such a rude and abrupt way. And I think that this book is definitely a clap back at the royal family, probably involving some bitterness from Harry's part for not getting the deal that he thought he would get, retaining his military titles that he so desperately wanted to retain. He lost them all, did he not? He had to give it up, and I don't think he foresaw that. He looked really extremely choked up that night when he actually had his formal farewell do for his military engagements, his military position, and it was definitely a painful night for Harry. He looked red like a cherry tomato in the face, and he was distressed, and it was quite funny to watch the way in which Megxit almost thought that everyone was standing and clapping for her, and it was kind of like, no, they're clapping for Harry. You haven't done anything. What have you done except for show up? It carries on to say here, Megxit was planned, and I think we know that. I think Meghan had planned Megxit before she even got the ring on her finger. She planned to get in, get out, have the baby, da-di-da-di-da, do the act for 2 minutes, but let's face it, she's a bad actress, so she hasn't fooled anyone. So it carries on to say, last week a source appeared to reveal that Meghan was already pushing for Harry to quit the royal family while she was expecting Archie. She definitely was. She, as soon as she got knocked up, pushed out that boy, she said to herself, do you know what? I'm out, I'm through, I'm not going back, I'm not doing any more royal duties, it's just too hard, I don't sweat for anything, why am I sweating this? The actors, it was done, wasn't it? We all saw it, she was pretty much done, her work was done, she gave birth, that was it. In her mind, that is what is made up of. It's just have a kid, get the money, bag the prince, and go kicking and screaming so that you can get on with going to the salon or going to the makeup artist, flying around the world to make money. That was it. The second revelation that this article suspects is going to be in the book is the truth about Kate. A guy called Philip believes it's possible the book could criticise Kate and say she was catty to Meghan in the run-up to the wedding. If this happens, he points out, there will likely be a permanent rift between the Cambridges and the Sussexes. Now, I think there is definitely truth in this. I think Kate is really going to come off. Well, Meghan's going to attempt to make Kate look extremely bad. That's what I personally think she's going to do. So I think Kate is probably going to get a battering like she never foresaw, but then maybe she does know. One thing I did notice about Kate the other day was when she made that Skype call or the Zoom call to those ladies on the maternity ward regarding giving birth during these petulant times of COVID, she had Meghan's hairstyle, which I thought was quite interesting. She had little gold hoops on, didn't she? And she had her hair half up, half down, which I thought was quite shady. And she did actually make it over here to our box set. She made it to the TV screen, and they really covered her and gave her the attention that she sorely needs, sorely deserves, because she is the true future queen. She is the true future royal. She is going to be sitting on that throne with crown and scepter. Thought she was basically clapping back at Meghan, basically saying, well, you know, I'm the real deal. You can sit on the Skype call in LA, but you're not here, are you? So I think she knows and suspects that she's probably going to be trashed extremely hard by Meghan. I think Meghan is going to trash her in the book. She's going to make her look like a bully. She's going to make her look frosty. She's going to do everything she can to ruin Kate's image. We know that we currently like Kate, and Kate is having to step up more right now. She's having to step up more than ever due to what is going on, the pandemic, which she probably wouldn't have had to do and probably wouldn't have done if it hadn't of A, been for Meghan, and B, been for this pandemic. So I think Kate is going to have a really hard time. And then it carries on to say the third point that they think is going to be spoken about in the book or exposed, explosive revelation, is going to be reunion showdown. So we know that when they reunited for the Commonwealth Day service, Harry looked deranged. It says here, the royal couples appeared to put on a friendly front for Meghan and Harry's last official engagement as senior royals, but Harry's tense, downcast appearance at the Commonwealth Day service in March told another story, and that's exactly what we saw. We saw Harry looking really like a kid with a slapped ass, looking really miserable, looking really bitter. He looked extremely bitter. And William and Kate just looked like you could have cut the tension with a knife, and they just looked like they wanted it to be over with. They wanted it to just be done, but they were being professional as you do. But Harry and Meghan, well, especially Harry, Meghan just had that ventriloquist smile slapped on her face. Her gaze doesn't really change, does it? She just keeps smiling and smiling and smiling, and no matter what, she's just smiling. And her expression doesn't move. That's how we know that it's fake. But then, as I said, she's a bad actress. She was there in the corner trying to look all happy, trying to not convey anything, because we know that Meghan watches these pictures like a hawk. We know that she's very obsessive. She doesn't want her toes to be papped. She doesn't want her feet to be zoomed into, which is something that I was actually reading about the other night, which I thought was quite hilarious, really. When even before she met Harry, she was touted all the way back in Toronto, Canada, as a pushy princess, a diva who is very frosty in real life, acted like she was some kind of A-lister, and the photographers weren't impressed with her, and she gave them the look of death whenever they took pictures of her feet. And I'm probably going to go into this separate video and on a separate time, so I'm probably going to go back over that. But anyway, so carrying on with this book, the last point that they think will be revealed in this book and be talked about in this book, because let's face it, there's not really much meat to the bones for this book, is, were the Meghan wedding dramas true? I think we will definitely get a lot of confirmation, but it will always be done in a way in which to make Kate look bad and to make Meghan look really good. So we will get some revelations as to what exactly happened regarding her tantrums for the tiara. So they say here, reports say she complained about the tiara lent to her by the Queen, made Kate cry at the rehearsal, and complained about the reception menu. I think we will get some kind of confirmation of this, but it will always be done in a way to make Meghan look really good and come off really good. Like the nice one, the welcoming one, the warmer Duchess, the nicer Duchess, the victim. We know that she has that Bambi-eyed look that she does. So we know that it's definitely going to come across in the book very, very soppy. Anyway, guys, I'm going to go. That's the end of the video, and I will be back with another one. Bye, guys.